Hey, how's it going, guys? My name is Jackie Fish and welcome back to Total War Rise of Mordor. As you can probably tell from the title of this video, there is now a submod that basically is a working Rise of Mordor campaign. Now, this mod has just come out and you can tell it is still very much in its early stages, but if you ever wanted just to run around the campaign map, mess around with some units and fight against the forces of evil or destroy the world of men, you now can do so. So it's really awesome, and I want to give a massive shout out to the submodder who is making this mod. Obviously this is not official Rise of Mordor campaign, but you know, it's absolutely amazing, so massive props to him, and make sure you go and support him using the link down below in the description. I saw a bunch of people having some issues installing this and getting it to work. It's really simple. You just need the latest ModDB thing, which I guess patch, which I'll leave in the link in the description. You need to download this off the workshop and make sure you put this first in the load order. It's super simple. And then you can just jump in and get playing right away, which is very exciting. So as you can see, there are a handful of factions, and there's still some factions which, you know, obviously clearly still need to be, you know, developed, actually worked on and stuff. But I mean, I can just completely ignore that and take a look at more what's actually available for us to play. So you have the Witch King, you have the White Orcs, we have Gondor, we also have kind of the eastern reaches of Gondor as well. We have the Uruk-hai, we have the Visigoths. Obviously, you know, Visigoths aren't going to remain, and like stuff like the Vandals and the Alans and Ostrogoths, and like these factions will be removed or replaced with different factions. We have some of the Westfold, we have Edoras, we have Isengard, and it's kind of interesting that they decided to actually split up Edoras, but it definitely makes sense kind of having a bunch of these vassals kind of sitting around doing their own thing so that you can focus on some other stuff, which again I really like. We have the Iron Hill Dwarfs, we have Dale, and we also have the Grey Mountain Dwarfs, which will be a very exciting playthrough, right, having that, all this stuff up here. Oh yeah, that's something I should definitely mention as well before we do dive in, as if you are a little bit confused. In Attila Total War, it is near impossible to edit the campaign map. One, because the AI is just ridiculously stupid, so you can't really move settlements, and two, it's extremely hard to do with the tools that they have. So this map is the map of Europe and the Middle East, but it's fine, you know, like, I'm not going to complain. I know that it's next to impossible. Unless you've worked at Creative Assembly, I doubt anyone really knows how to back engineer the modding tools to get this to work. So, you know, it is what it is, and I'm sure the modder can mess around with placements of cities and factions and stuff to make it feel a lot more alive and kind of a lot more like as if you were on Middle-earth. It really sucks, but it is what it is. The last Total War where you could edit the campaign map was Shogun 2, and there is a very cool Second Age mod being made for that, the Last Alliance, so I'm definitely going to be doing more of that as well. So just taking a look at more of the factions, obviously the Grey Dwarfs, you know. We also have the Southern Realms as well, so I think actually you have some like Easterling, some Harad factions, but I think a lot of these factions obviously need to be taken out. And then we also have some of the Runic factions as well, looking absolutely amazing. Let's just jump in as Mordor, and I can show you guys a bit more about what's going to be going on in the actual campaign map, kind of where the factions are and stuff. But yeah, this is just absolutely awesome. Like, to see this get developed is very exciting. I'm pretty sure Rise of Mordor are obviously working on their own variant of a campaign, but they can definitely, you know, use, you can kind of use this to help them out for sure. And, you know, there's so many amazing submods out there as well for Rise of Mordor, like the Rohan submod, the actual Rise of Mordor submod as well. It just adds in so many units that you can mess around with and play with in this campaign, which is, yeah, as I said, really exciting, and I can't wait to see how this does develop. So as you can see, there are, I think, custom buildings in for a handful of these factions. I think Mordor is one of the factions that have all these custom art pictures. There's still some, but I think not quite are upgraded. We've got an Oriental Harbour and stuff. But again, it's just like small stuff like that I can completely look past. You also have your units as well. So you have your Servants of the Eye. You have a bunch of Goblin Spears, some Orc Bows, some Sarantine Cavalry, which, again, let's just pretend like we don't have any units from the east here. So yeah, you can kind of have a pretty nice roster. You obviously get access to Orc Spears, and then you will just continue to build more buildings as you continue to level up with all of these stuff. We have the common ground right here. You obviously have, I believe, working tech as well for the majority. So yeah, right up here as well, and I love the custom pictures I think it's only the military tech. Yeah, a lot of this stuff, you know, again, is still very much a work in progress, but it's still very, very cool to see it. So you actually have like these gathering grounds and orc pits, which you'll have to obviously grab up. So yeah, that's going to be exciting. As I said, I love how they've got custom pictures in there. It makes it feel a lot more alive. And I'm not just playing it till a Total War, you know. Obviously, you know, these settlements will change as well at some point. I'm sure they'll have custom buildings. You have your own family tree as well. Oh my god, look at these dudes as well. That's hilarious. We've got Sauron married to his wife Gorlon, who looks like an absolute beaut. That's very, very cool indeed. And as we saw, we have armies as well up here. Do we have any other units we can recruit? Doesn't look like it, but you can just move around the campaign map, explore the world, and really kind of get to grips. Definitely would love to see these colors changed as well when the modder ever gets to that. So we'll take a look at Gondor next, I think, because I believe that it's like basically Mordor and Gondor are really the only factions that are completely, or not completely, but are a lot more developed than the other ones. Field of the Eye as well, that's very cool. Obviously get some Taskmaster pits. So yeah, very, very nice buildings, man. That's exciting. That's really, really exciting. Also, I guess out of interest, who are we at war with to begin with? The Northern Heralds, and then who else over here? If we take a look at it, so we're also at war with the White Orcs. Oh no, they're at war with the White Orcs. We're over here, sorry. Yeah, so we are actually also at war with the White Orcs as well. They're kind of like a nomadic tribe. I believe the Witch King is also a nomadic tribe, which is pretty cool, right? Because you're kind of like out moving from Angmar and going in. I also love these screens. Man, that's awesome. Like, we've been waiting like a long time for something like this to come around, and you know, it definitely has a long way to come, but it's still very, very cool. So now let's take a look at we took a look at them. I guess we can take a look at Gondor next. And see their land, because obviously they've kind of replaced the Eastern Roman Empire. You have obviously Osiliath on Constantinople. That's going to be the stronghold, which is cool because I feel like a lot of, you know, obviously a lot of, you know, fantasy is based off of Europe and, you know, particular landmarks around Europe as well. That was not the late Emperor Theodosius, it was the late Emperor whoever. Yeah, so cool. If we take a look at it, you can see Gondor right here. Again, obviously in Osiliath, they're going to be pretty strong. Yeah, I can actually recruit some cohorts, but you're obviously going to build your way up. I believe, do they have custom tech? It doesn't seem like Gondor have custom tech yet. But again, you know, it literally doesn't matter. So we have Minas Tirith up here in the mountains. Hopefully going to be a grand city. And one of the really exciting things about a mod like this is the fact that there are a ton of custom maps. The map modders for Rise of Mordor are absolutely amazing. They really, really are like just absolutely awesome. And they've created a ton of awesome maps with the architecture, which they can definitely get into the game. And you can actually, you know, instead of fighting over, you know, just a random Attila city, you'll be fighting over Minas Tirith. You'll be fighting over the Harad capital, or, you know, you'll be fighting in Edoras. Like, there are actually very, very cool settlements out there. So you can kind of see that the outreaches of Gondor extremely strong. And then I assume the Western Roman Empire, are they going to be a vassal, or no, they're just kind of a military ally. Okay, so it's kind of like they're united against the enemy. You got the Uruks up there, you got Edoras. So I do want to take a look at just a couple more factions, just so you guys can get a better idea and kind of see maybe what faction you should be playing. I think definitely Mordor is probably one of the more developed ones, for sure, out of all of them. Let's load in as the Witch King. And also, there are custom models, I'm pretty sure, in the mod for these characters. So you're actually going to have, you know, Sauron running around, because in the Galadriel Elf mod, you have Sauron and other factions, so other units like that, actual hero units, which is pretty cool. So if they can get them into an army, that's awesome. So now we have the not so Witch King of Angmar, which is hilarious. It doesn't seem like he's really been worked on much at all. Yeah, it seems like he's just a nomadic tribe. As I said, I'm not complaining in one bit, you know, because it's just cool. It's just cool to see this get developed. So I'm just trying to think who else would actually probably be a little bit more worked on. We obviously have the dwarves. Let's take a look at the Uruk-hai and then probably call that a video, because I'm sure you guys are loading up and going to go check this over. And as I said, make sure you go and show him some love, because obviously, you know, this is going to be a very long project for him to work on, and, you know, it's going to be hard work, and hopefully he can create something really, really awesome, because that's something I'd be very much looking forward to. Yeah, so it looks like the Uruk-hai are a bit more developed. They have, oh, they actually have mounted warband as well. What the hell is this unit? Is this actually like a warg unit? That's insane. There's some really insane, like, cool looking units here as well. Wow, the Uruk-hai are definitely a unit. A very, very cool unit. Do we have any custom buildings yet? No custom buildings. What about tech? No, tech doesn't look done, but he looks like he has some really awesome units as well. You're kind of in the midst of the western, the western Gondorian Empire. You can push north as well. Is there no like Orthanc in the mod? Because obviously these guys are roaming. I assume that you'll probably have these guys like a war host moving around and kind of causing havoc in Gondor, and then you're going to have like Orthanc and Saruman and Sauron kind of in their layers doing their work. And kind of doing a lot of damage from there, because I imagine it's going to take a little while to really balance this campaign and get factions to fight each other the way they should fight each other, and have it so that the armies and factions are placed in the right way so they interact with each other. Because there's no point putting Isengard over here and then they never invade or attack Rohan or something. You need like factions inside to cause havoc and really get the feel of it. So yeah, that's basically going to be the mod. It's super exciting, obviously super early stages, but you guys can play it right now. I'll leave a link, as I said, in the description for you guys to check it out. But this obviously has so much potential. I can't wait, and hopefully the modder can sticks with this, really works on it, and just continues to improve it, because he's done an amazing job so far, and you can definitely see the potential in this. Because just imagine, I think one of the most important things is getting like flavor events, obviously, because you're fighting on a map of Europe and the Middle East and stuff like that. You kind of need you need to do everything in which is possible to make you forget that. And I think one of the most important things is going to be like flavor events where, talking about what's happening in quote-unquote Middle-earth. You're going to need like cities to look completely different, not only on the campaign map, but also in battle as well. It's obviously like a huge task, and, it's hopefully one day can be completed, because it has so much goddamn potential. But yeah, that's like the most important thing. If you can't change the campaign map, it's all about trying to make you forget that you're fighting in Europe, because like right now this could be anywhere, right? Looking at this could be literally anywhere. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, drop a like and a comment down below. Let me know if you guys are going to be checking out this mod. Even if you're not going to be checking it out, go over and show some support on the Steam page for him, because literally a lot of the time modders do this in their spare time, and just having a handful of people saying, man, this mod looks awesome, I can't wait to see you continue to work on it, it's a huge motivation for modders. So make sure you just go and do it, because yeah, as I said, this has so much potential and I can't wait. So I'll see you guys in the next one, and fish out.